So you remember the cute room that we showed you the other day? Odelia's been in here for a couple days and she's got some stuff out. She's using some things, but the girl is in a hurry to get to school in the morning apparently. I feel like we need an organization intervention.
I feel like anybody who has teenagers can relate to the clothes on the floor. Can you not put those in the closet?
No, those go right there.
First project of the day is to upholster the chair. We went with some pink corduroy that corresponds with the cute wallpaper. It's really durable, inexpensive, and a great fabric for chairs. Also trending. We're working out at Odelia's desk. We told you we didn't like that little black dress, and luckily for me, I have friends who love junk as much as I do. So I reached out to my friend Angela, and I was like, this is her room. I need a Queen Anne desk, and ta-da! She had one. So we're gonna try to fix it. Looks like they already started sanding it. So I'm gonna see if I can stain this and then stain the whole piece to match without stripping it. If that doesn't work, we're gonna paint it. So my favorite go-to product is Dark and Decrepit because it has a built-in sealer and it can go on pieces that are finished and pieces that don't have a finish. So I'm hoping it evens out the tone. And the way we're gonna check that is this drawer was sanded, right? So we got one on there. This drawer, not sanded. So let's see if it gets close enough by brushing it on. We'll let it dry. And then we'll check back. All right, let that dry.
It looks like it's gonna be pretty close to sand.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe an extra coat on that drawer face. But
yeah, and then one solid coat of sealer all over it to get the same sheen.
Yep.
But so far, that's pretty good.
We've got this chair. While Jamie's doing the Dark and Decrepit on the desk, I'm going to work on getting the piping and upholstery off of this seat. Pretty easy, just some lineman pliers here, and just gonna roll that up over the edge. I'm gonna try to roll it towards the cushion. That way I don't damage the wood that might be visible under trim later on.
They totally make tools for this. I don't know why we've never bought them, but it's good because then we can show people how to use things they probably already know.
Yeah, we like to make do with what we have. Sometimes, I mean, a butter knife is the best screwdriver you've got. All right, now the foam is stapled on. It's in really good shape. Still got lots of cushion. It's not worn out. Doesn't look like it has any tears or anything like that. No gross stains or anything stuck in there. So we're gonna leave that on there and not mess with that.
This is the real test, like if it's gonna look okay. And it really just depends on what your wood is like, what the stain is like underneath. But really all I'm trying to do is just create a cohesive finish without having to sand the whole thing. And I think it looks pretty good. So obviously the best option would be to strip the whole thing down. We're gonna lose some of the wood grain, but it's gonna give us the look of a stained piece without how the work of stripping it all the way.
Hey, don't hit your head on the beams up there.
Sometimes you just gotta get into the piece, you know? Sometimes you gotta climb on top of the island. You built this sturdy, right?
Yeah, you can dance on it if you want.
Oh.
Decided to give the chair a coat just real quick. It didn't need it. It's real shiny, so it should just add to this and make it match the desk a little better.
The desk now looks a little bit more like dark walnut, so this will just kind of bring the pieces together. This is just a really great way to keep wood tones without having to strip a piece completely. I mean, if you're refinishing, refurbishing purist, this isn't gonna work for you, but if you're a good enoughness like me, it is great because I can get this whole thing done in like 30 minutes. When you're working on chairs like this, you need about 3/4 of a yard. Chances are, if it's like this and not super wide, you'll actually be able to get 2 seats out of 3/4 because I'm actually gonna cut off this whole half here and save it for a future project. When you're working on a seat with stripes, you do wanna make sure that they are straight. And then what I do is I just fold the fabric back right here up against where it's gonna come around the seat. This one's gonna be kind of simple because it doesn't have arms on it. Take your scissors. You're gonna come straight down the middle, not quite all the way, okay? Because you can always cut more, but you can't cut less once you've already cut. Now that I've got these 2 pieces where I want them cut, I can pull this forward and then bring this back and kind of dry fit it to see how it's gonna work. So I can see I've got enough fabric here, and I'll just make a few more slits to bring that around the edge. have better scissors, it helps too.
These are like the kitchen shears that we use for everything.
I don't actually like sew a whole ton, so it's not like I need a specific pair.
Except for I don't know where the whetstone is right now. Moving problems.
I'm just gonna take this extra fabrics, these little tabs that I made essentially, we're gonna just fold those in. Fold these tabs, actually this needs to be a little bit more in.
Just tear it a little.
Just tear it a little. And then we're going to roll this edge, roll that edge, and then we'll be ready to staple.
Hold on, hold on. Safety Sally called. There you go.
Okay. So you're gonna just fold that just enough to where it's nice and neat. Now, if you make a mistake around here, don't freak out. You can also take trim and cover up your mistake, but it's better if you don't have any weird edges. So I'm using this pneumatic staple gun. You could also just use a regular staple gun if you have it. I like to do each side so that way I know that I have it where I want it. Just make sure that it's snug but not puckered. A busier fabric hides a lot of mistakes, but this has to be pretty neat. So this end obviously is way too long, so before I get started, I'm gonna give it a little haircut here. And I will cut it again after I staple it. I'm just going along the original staple line. This is where having a pneumatic gun works, because you can staple over staples. So we have a ton of upholstery tutorials, and I will have Zeb link them below. Today I'm kind of rushing through it, but we have some really great detailed videos.
All right, this is dry enough. I can go ahead and get the new knobs on. We've got these fun cast iron cup pulls. We get them from jrvhome.com.
The mercantile pulls.
The mercantile pool, I'm informed. Super easy install. It's going to cover up those old holes perfectly. Okay. Even though this desk and her dresser are not a matching set, we're going to put the same hardware on them, and it should tie the look in pretty well and make them look like they were on purpose. These mercantile pools will also match really well with her black bed frame. I think you're safe to take off the safety glasses now.
So two things. So in order to cover these staples, I'm just going to use leftover fabric that I cut into strips. Doesn't have to be perfect. If you don't like this idea, you can buy trim and do the exact same thing, do it nice and straight, whatever, but this would normally go in the garbage. So I'm just going to use my hot glue gun, slowly go along this line. It's purely decorative, right? You're just covering up this yucky edge, and then you just simply crease it as you go, kind of like you pinch a pie crust. You make your own ruffle and you attempt not to burn your hands, which I'm doing very well. You have a little bit of time to work, so just work in small sections.
Got all the old hardware off. Didn't match, probably wasn't the original hardware for the piece. Not a big deal, it's pretty common for old pieces of furniture to have mismatched hardware or be missing hardware. Just got this little knob here. This is what we use in the pantry. I'm just eyeballing it. If you're concerned, you can measure it, but I typically just eyeball stuff. It worked for Granddad. It's working for me too. Going to fix it.
Okay, so here it's shiny, here it's not, because this is where we had raw wood. So I need to put a top coat to kind of level out the sheen. Just a teeny little bit of dark and decrepit left, and DIY's Big Top. I'm just gonna mix them together to make one top coat that has a little bit of tint in it. It'll also even out this sheen. See, it's kind of a milky color now. When the big top dries, it'll go clear and we'll just have left the dark and decrepit. Before it dries, you want to go nice, long, even brush strokes across the top so it doesn't look choppy. That'll give you a much better finish. I get asked a lot about fabric durability. I'm not paid to promote this, but I love Scotchgard in a can. So this is a desk/vanity. She's gonna be using it to do her makeup, her homework, her art projects. All my kids are crafty, so we need to make it something that's wipeable. Solid colors are notorious for showing stains. So Scotchgard, auto fabric and carpet protector. Just put on a coat. If you do wind up cleaning it, then make sure that you put on an extra coat of Scotchgard, because generally when you clean it, it'll wash the Scotchgard off. It may change the color of your fabric slightly, so be careful. I'm not really concerned.
Okay, so we do like the rug. It's cool. It doesn't clash terribly with the wallpaper, but it's too big. What happens is you open these doors and they are low enough they hit, because I installed them without any carpet or anything in here.
So we gotta fix that.
Gotta move this rug. It needs a smaller rug.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Hold on. Almost there. There we go.
All right. Okay.
This is not.
You gotta get in there.
This is not my best moment.
Okay. I suppose the easiest way would probably just be to clear everything out of the room and then do it, but
That's no
there's
fun.
other stuff in the hall already.
You know, just slide the bed that way. I'll roll it and then we'll lift it back. Just slide the whole thing up against the door.
Okay.
Can you do that?
I think so.
Yes. It's heavy. I need a whole team of people.
Drag these together.
I don't know, can you? You can! Hold on, let me move this.
Except for it's getting scrunchy, so we might have to flatten it.
Yeah, we'll fix it once we get to the point of fixing it. So now is commitment time, because once you put holes in your vinyl wallpaper, there is no going back, which means Zeb really needs to know what he's doing. This is a very Art Nouveau styled mirror, and we're kind of leaning more towards Art Nouveau than boho right now, and so we decided to hang it. It is heavy. I bought it like, I don't know, a year ago, and it almost got pitched when they were cleaning the basement at the shop.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, that mirror's amazing. I think I paid like $90 for it, maybe 60, something like that.
To hang this up, we're gonna use one side of a French cleat. I'm gonna put it up on the wall, anchor it in. This mirror has a cable on the back side that I'm gonna put on the French cleat. Okay, fun fact. If that's not exactly centered on the bed, I'm gonna move the bed and the rug an inch or two. Just saying. Okay. All right.
Never mind Odelia, she's getting ready for her game.
Moment of truth.
Cheerleader
We had
stuff.
one shot at this.
I hope you did it right. Oh my gosh. Is that
Wait.
exactly the way I told you to do it?
Hold on.
Are you a one-hit wonder?
Maybe.
A one-hanging wonder?
Is that hanging level? I cannot tell this.
Yeah,
close
that's
to it.
totally level, but now we're gonna have to move the bed over. Just
Well, that's what I told him. I'm like, I might move the bed a little bit.
it's chill. Actually, that's a really good spot for it. So just move that over, and we also gotta clean it. Oh my gosh, I love that mirror. I've been hoarding it for an entire year, and it was worth it. Okay, sorry. I just get really excited about mirrors and stuff.
Chair fits really well. Looks like I've got the curtains under the desk. There we are. If I seem a little salty about the messy room, and you know, I have a messy room sometimes too, so you know, it happens. But I agreed upon a bigger TV under the guise that she will keep her room clean. And not just clean every now and then, but clean all the time.
So I wanted to share with you some tips for styling a room. When you have a twin size bed, I love to use a king size pillow as the very back pillow. And then in front, I put a sham. And then next to the sham, I use a little decorative pillow because it really fills the space better. Whenever you just try to stack standard pillows in front of each other, it just never looks quite right. Also, if you want to make a big impact behind a bed, a mirror is an inexpensive way to do that. You can usually find them at thrift stores. We paid under $100 for this mirror. Makes a huge difference. Make sure you use that French cleat so that way nobody gets hit on the head with a mirror. When you're creating a curated look, chances are that you're going to be using pieces that don't quite match. So a way to bring them together is to create similar tones like we did here with just the dark stain, and take off old hardware and replace with matching hardware that all carries throughout. Plus in this case, we used black, which ties together with the doors perfectly. Metal is a really great way to add a little bit of glam to a space. If you want to tie together a curated look, if you can find one metal and repeat that multiple times, it's really great. In this room, we have the silver that's in the fan, the silver that's on the little side table, and then again, the silver is repeated in the vintage glass cloches and in the mirror. The right rug is everything to a room. In this case, we had a rug. We had to pull it out, switch it out to a new rug, go smaller so the doors could open, but this one is just about perfect.
So if you have a little twin bed, a 6x9 rug works really well to go under. It gives you something soft to get out of the bed on, and it doesn't overwhelm the room.
We're gonna drop links to everything below. The rug, the bedding, there's some pots and some hardware in here, all from jrvhome.com. If you wanna create a similar look with your furniture, like we did with the Dark and Decrepit, make sure you're hitting up our DIY website, jamirayvintage.com. Be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more
DIY.
How come the stars come to shine when it's dark from so far away? Show us where we are. What makes the sun go to sleep every night, and what's it dreaming of? I wonder. How come the sky sometimes hides behind the clouds? Maybe it's just like me, a little bit scared of heights. Why does the rain always keep on pouring down when it's gray outside? It really makes me wonder.